If you observe this question, you will notice the each and every concept from the chapter material costing, concept related to EOQ calculation, concept related to various stock level calculation like ROL, reorder level, maximum level, minimum level, average level of stock. Each and every calculation has been covered here, and very small and important points are there. Let's discuss this question which is related to the material costing. Question number 1 says that Messrs Tanishka Materials Private Limited produces a product which names ESS. ESS is the name of the final product which is produced by this particular company. The consumption of raw material for the production of ESS is given. That means for making ESS 1 unit, the material which is been consumed by the company is covered in this information is 210 kgs and 350 kgs per week. If you observe this is nothing but consumption related information, but this consumption related information is given on weekly basis. So two types of consumptions are given in the question. Consumption type number 1, 210 kgs is my minimum consumption for per week, and 350 kgs is my maximum consumption per week. If you want to calculate average consumption per week, then it is quite simple. You should take the basic and simple average of both the figures, that is calculated as 210 plus 350 divided by 2. Your average consumption per week is 280. Correct? This is your weekly consumption. But if you check the next line which is given for other information, the very first information which is given in other point is procurement time. Procurement time is given in 5 to 9 days. Now what is the meaning of procurement time? In other words and in simple words, procurement time is a delivery period. It is also called as lead time. So 5 days is the minimum lead time and 9 days is the maximum lead time. If you want to calculate the average lead time, again you need to calculate the simple average. 5 plus 9 divided by 2 is equals to 7, and 7 days is your average lead time. But if you check the given consumption and the given lead time, they are not at parallel level. Your consumption is given on weekly basis and procurement time is given on daily basis. So you can do one thing, the given consumption, weekly consumption, you can convert into per day basis. Now how to convert weekly consumption on per day basis? So weekly consumption is to be divided by 7 days a week to get the daily consumption. So simply 210 divided by 7, your minimum consumption will become 30 kgs per day. Maximum consumption per week is 350. This is the consumption for 7 days. When you divide it by 7 days, you are going to get your maximum consumption of 50 kgs per day, and 280 divided by 7 will give you 40 kgs per day. So I have just converted my weekly consumption on daily basis because lead time is provided in days basis. Ordering cost per order is given. Ordering cost is your single order cost. Whenever you are placing single order, in that case 200 is the ordering cost, and before that purchase price is also given. This is the rate per kg of your material. The given information related to storage is very important. Your storage cost is 1% per month. This cost is given on monthly basis. So simply if you want to calculate your carrying cost on annual basis, your annual carrying cost would be 12%. It is annual carrying cost, sir. How you converted that 1% into 12%? Because it is given on monthly basis and in 1 year 12 months are there. So for entire year 12% is your carrying cost proportion. In addition to this, question itself suggests that it includes plus 2 rupees per unit per annum, means whatever 12% amount you will be calculating, in that you should add 2. Now sometimes question comes like this, when carrying cost they gives you in percentage form. Whenever it is given in percentage form, make it sure that you are going to convert this percentage into amount by charging this carrying cost on rate per kg, that is purchase price per kg. Now purchase price per kg is 100. That means for maintaining a stock of rupees 100 kgs of raw material, approximately 12% carrying cost you are incurring. So in short, 100 rupees into 12% is equal to 12, and in that 12, when you add these 2 rupees, your total carrying cost per kg per annum would become 14 rupees. So this one is the hidden calculation again, 12 rupees and 2 rupees, total addition is 14 rupees per kg per annum. By using the same information, what all things are asked in the question? Point number 1, question is asking us to calculate various things, where very first thing which is asked is your economic order quantity. Hope you remember the formula to calculate economic order quantity. Your economic order quantity is computed by using the formula of square root of 2 into annual requirement of material into ordering cost divided by carrying cost per unit per annum. Now, whenever you people are calculating EOQ, for that purpose, three things are required. Very first thing which is required is annual consumption of raw material, annual purchases of raw material, annual requirement of raw material, and annual requirement of raw material is not given anywhere in the question. Whenever annual requirement of raw material is not directly given in the question, in that case, you should compute it. Sir, how to calculate your annual consumption? Now, consumption on an average 40 kgs of material you are consuming on per day basis, 40 kgs per day, and in a year total 365 days are there. So when you multiply this 40 into 365, you will be getting your annual consumption, which is equal to 14,600, correct? 14,600, my annual consumption is now readily available with me. Further multiplication is O, that is your ordering cost. Ordering cost is mentioned in the question. Your ordering cost per order is 200, and carrying cost just now we computed, which was rupees 14. So this calculation is very simple. It's a root of 2 multiplied by 14,600 multiplied by ordering cost 200 divided by your carrying cost, which is 14 rupees. This will give you EOQ's answer, which is very, very simple. See here. In suggested answer also, they have computed very first thing, and the first thing which is computed is your maximum consumption per day. The same thing we have already done while discussing the sum only. Minimum consumption is also calculated, average consumption is also calculated, and this average consumption, when you multiply by 365 days, you are going to get the annual requirement of material, which was 14,600 kgs, and the same 14,600 kgs is taken in their solution. When you solve this, you are going to get one fractional figure on your calc. They have taken the rounded off figure, because whenever you are going to purchase the material generally is purchased on rounded off figures. Now, exact quantity we purchase, we always prefer to purchase exact quantity, and that's why they have rounded off it to 646 kgs. This is the EOQ's calculation. So point number 1 was very simple, and that is done. Only important and hidden point while calculating EOQ is the computation of A, and A's computation is in front of you. Point number B is reorder level. Students, whenever you are calculating reorder level, for this purpose, very first you should consider the maximum consumption, and this maximum consumption you should multiply it with the maximum lead time, and luckily both the things are available with us. Your maximum consumption is 50 kgs per day, and maximum lead time is 9 days. As safety stock is not given anywhere in the question, we need not to write safety stock, and if you are recording also, then amount is not available. So it is simply 50 multiplied by 9, 450 is your answer. You can check this answer in the suggested solution. Your reorder level is 450 kgs. They have also used the maximum consumption into maximum procurement time formula. Point number C is asking us to calculate your maximum stock level. Whenever you are calculating maximum stock level, for that purpose, very first you should add ROL and ROQ. Sir, what is ROL? It is reorder level, plus ROQ is reorder quantity. Sir, what is the meaning of reorder quantity? Under normal circumstances, reorder quantity is your economic order quantity. It's an order quantity whichever company is following for placing second and subsequent orders. From this calculation, you should deduct the minimum consumption, and this minimum consumption is to be multiplied with the minimum lead time, totally formula based chapter, and these formulas are already discussed in the class lectures. So ROL plus ROQ is the requirement. ROL just now we computed, which was 450 kgs. ROQ also we computed 646. So this is 450. ROQ is your EOQ, which is 646. This will give you total available stock in your godown. From that, you should deduct the minimum consumption in the minimum lead time. Your minimum consumption is 30 kgs and minimum lead time is 5 days. So in this bracket, you need to multiply 30 and 5. Ultimately, by solving this equation, you are going to get your answer. This one is first total, this one is second calculation, and your answer for this question is 946. So maximum stock level is also calculated. Only you need to put the formula and you need to substitute the amount in that formula. Point number next is asking us to calculate the minimum stock level. Guys, whenever you are calculating minimum stock level, no, formula to calculate that is ROL, which is already available with us, and ROL was 450. From ROL, average consumption into average lead time computation is to be deducted. My ROL is 450. This is recorded here. From that average consumption, we have already computed in the first working note when we converted that weekly consumption into daily base. In that particular calculation, only we've computed this 40 kgs and it is further multiplied with 7 days. That is the average lead time, average procurement period, average delivery period. This will give you minimum stock level. The easiest calculation and easiest formula based sum. But only one hidden point was there, annual consumption. That was not available directly with us, and that is why we have computed that by considering your average consumption into 365 days. Correct? If you check the next calculation, next point which is covered in this RTP is the computation of average stock level. It becomes very easier when you have maximum and minimum answers available with you. In point number C and point number D, we have computed maximum and minimum answer. Only you need to add both the answers, and for simple average you should divide that total by 2. You are going to get the answer of your average stock level. And finally, the last simple computation point is number of orders to be placed. Whenever guys you are calculating number of orders to be placed, you should use the formula of annual requirement of material. Whatever material requirement is there on per annum basis, that is to be divided by using number of units or kgs, quantity, whatever quantity you are ordering in one order, that we are dividing. According to our calculation, annual requirement of material was 14,600 and our EOQ says in each order you must purchase 646 kgs to minimize the ordering cost and carrying cost. This is the meaning of your EOQ right now. 14,600 divided by 646 will give you number of orders, but again you are going to get the fractional number of orders, something like this 22.60. If you check the suggested answer, they have also calculated the same by using the formula, but if you check the number of orders, they have rounded off. Whenever you are rounding off the answers, in that case, there will be fractional difference in your calculation of total amounts. Okay, be careful with this. You are having both the options. Either you can go for the fractional calculation or you can take the full calculation, that is rounded off answer, to get the exact values. Now, if you check the next point, point number G is asking us to calculate the total inventory cost. Whenever question asks us to calculate total inventory cost, it means it is asking us to calculate the total purchasing cost, total ordering cost, as well as total carrying cost. Material cost, inventory cost always includes 3 types of cost: purchasing, ordering and carrying. Now question comes, sir, how to calculate purchasing cost? Purchasing cost is annual requirement of material into rate. Our annual requirement of material is 14,600 and the rate which is given in the question is 100 rupees. There is no discount covered anywhere in the question. That's why 14,600 into 100, your purchasing cost will become 14,60,000 rupees. Please check this suggested answer. They have given you 14,60,000 rupees. This is the final cost which you have computed, but it is only related to purchasing of material. Now, second cost comes ordering cost. If you want to calculate ordering cost, for that purpose, you should compute first number of orders and per order cost is available. My per order cost is 200 rupees. Sir, where it is given? It is absolutely clearly given in the beginning of the question. See, ordering cost per order. So each order costs you 200 rupees, and if you want to calculate the number of orders which are already been computed in point number F, number of orders are 22.6, which we rounded off to 23. So 23 order and each order cost you 200. 23 into 200 is equal to 4,600. See, the second answer is also given. And if you want to calculate the last cost, which is called as carrying cost of inventory, in that case, In that case, you should consider the average inventory first, and average inventory is computed by using the formula of Q divided by 2. That is the quantity which you are ordering. Now, throughout the period, throughout the year, the same quantity won't be there in your go down. That's why we are using the average basis. Average is quantity divided by 2 multiplied by 14 rupees. So, from where you got this 14 rupees? 14 rupees is computed by us only while computing and discussing the storage cost. So, storage cost is 14 rupees. Each order contains quantity of 646 kgs. You should divide it by 2, and then whenever you are going to multiply it by 14, you will be getting your carrying cost. And see here, carrying cost is computed 4522. These costs are not coming same because you have rounded off the orders. If you are not rounding off the orders, in that case, you will be getting the exact figure. If you are taking the full fraction, in that case, simply you need to add up all three calculations: purchasing cost, ordering cost, and your carrying cost. Ultimately, you are going to get finally total inventory related cost. So, point number G is also done. If you check the next point of the question, next point says H. There is one proposal available with this company. There is one offer available for this company. If the supplier is willing to offer 1% discount, obviously because of discount, your purchasing cost will reduce by 1%. So if supplier is willing to offer 1% discount on purchase of total annual quantity in 2 orders, what is the condition? If you want to avail discount of 1%, you should purchase the entire quantity, whatever is the annual requirement, you should purchase that only by placing 2 orders. According to EOQ model, we are currently placing 23 orders, but supplier approached you and he is asking you to reduce the number of order and is asking you to purchase the bulk quantity. Not entirely 14,600, 7,300, 7,300. If you are going to place 2 orders, in that case, you will be availing the discount of 1% on your purchase price. Question is asking us whether offer is acceptable. Now, just we need to compute the EOQ related cost. Just now we computed, and that entire cost we should compare with proposal cost. Sir, what will be the proposal cost? For calculation of proposal cost, very first you should apply the 1% discount on your purchase price. Correct, no? Now, purchase price was 100 rupees under normal circumstances, but when you deduct 1% from this, you are going to get the revised purchase price, and your offer price in this case is 99 rupees. Total quantity which you are purchasing from the supplier is 14,600 only. Whatever is the lot size, if you are purchasing all 14,600 kgs together, or 7,300 twice a year, or any other quantity also, annually you are going to purchase 14,600 only, but now you will be purchasing this quantity at 99 rupees, and that is why there is a reduction in the total purchasing cost, which was previously 14,60,000, and now because of that 1% discount, this cost got reduced to 14,45,400 only. Correct? Now, whenever you are computing, ordering cost, question specifically says you are placing 2 orders and each order costs you 200. That's why 400 rupees is the total ordering cost. It is quite simple. Now, very important point of this question is the computation of carrying cost. Majority student commits mistakes here. Now, if you are calculating the carrying cost, first you should take the average inventory. Average inventory, sir, how to calculate average inventory? Now, we are not following EOQ. The given option is to place 2 orders and 14,600 kgs. If you are dividing in 2 parts, in 2 orders, so each order will carry 7,200 kgs of raw material. Correct? So 7,000 kgs of raw material you are storing in your godown. You should take average of the quantity which you have ordered, which is available and which is lying in your godown. 7,300 divided by 2 is equal to 3,650 kgs, which is to be multiplied with the revised carrying cost. And here is the important point number 2. Now, student generally takes the carrying cost which is computed by us in the initial stage, and our carrying cost was 14 rupees. Now, if you are taking 14 rupees carrying cost, now students, tell me one thing, this carrying cost we have computed at the rate of 12% on the original purchase price of 100. Now, purchase price has changed. Now purchase price is not 100, now purchase price is 99. So you should calculate 99 into 12%. That will give you 11.88, and in that 11.88, when you add this 2 rupees per unit figure, your revised carrying cost will become 13.88. You can check here, 13.88. Hope you got it, how to calculate it. It is computed by considering 12% on rupees 99, and in that 2 rupees flat cost, storage cost is added, and this is how 13.88 is computed. So total calculation is 50,662, and this is something called as total cost. What was the EOQ's cost? EOQ's cost was 14,69,122. But your proposal's cost is 14,96,462. Even after getting discount, your proposal cost is higher than the EOQ. So obviously, proposal is not to be accepted, and the same advice has been written here. As total inventory cost at offer price is 27,340, which is higher cost. I have compared both the cost. I have compared my proposal's cost with the EOQ's cost, and the difference is recorded here. It is higher, and that's why proposal should not be accepted. And here is the calculation end of your second last point. Now only one point is pending, and that is point number I, which is very, very important point. Please concentrate. If the answer is no, obviously we have already advised the company that proposal should not be accepted. If the answer is no, what should be the counter offer? Sir, what is counter offer? Counter offer with respect to percentage of discount. We need to calculate what percent of discount we should offer. Right now, whenever you are purchasing something from your seller, from your supplier, in that case, you are going to bargain, you are going to negotiate the price. So what discount percent is to be negotiated is asked in point number I, and that is why in entire question, this is your third important point. Sir, which was the first important point? Calculation of annual requirement of material. Second important point, change in the carrying cost for H point calculation. And last important point is computation of percentage. Now try and understand. How much discount is to be asked for, how much discount is to be negotiated for is not available. We need to calculate a discount, and if you check the suggested answer, they have assumed the discount rate as X. Correct? Now, if you are assuming discount rate as X or Z or Y or A or B or C, anything you can assume, they have assumed discount rate as Z%. Now, counter offer price will be original price minus discount, that is 100 minus X%. Correct? No? Now, when your offer price changes, when your purchase price changes, when your rate changes, obviously your carrying cost will change. Sir, how to calculate carrying cost? Carrying cost is equal to purchase price, which is 100 minus Z or minus X, whatever thing you are assuming is correct. Now, on this particular purchase price, you are going to charge 12%, and in that you will be adding 2 rupees straightforward. Correct? No? That is purchase price, 100 rupees or 99 rupees or any revised purchase price, you should multiply by 12% storage cost, and in that you should add 2. So, if you solve this equation, ultimately you are going to get this as 14 original your cost of storage minus 0.12x or 12z. Correct? Done? Now, once this is calculated, you need to calculate the total inventory cost. Inventory cost will be original inventory cost 14,60,000 minus discount. Discount is 14,600x. Obviously, we have computed the discount margin. We have recorded the discount margin. It is X%, and X% is to be deducted from the entire quantity, entire value, entire price of the material. If you are calculating the ordering cost, there is absolutely no change in the ordering cost. 2 orders we are placing at the rate of 200. It will cost you 400. It will remain constant always, but there will be change in your carrying cost. For the purpose of calculating carrying cost, first you should calculate the average inventory by taking per order inventory divided by 2, and it is to be multiplied with C. Now, your C we have already ascertained by assuming some percentage, and this C is replaced here. Now, when you solve this entire equation, you are going to get something like this, and when this particular calculation is been solved, ultimately you will be getting the discount margin, and discount margin is 2.82%. Sir, explain it for one. Now, if you want to calculate a discount margin, in that case, we assume discount is equal to X%, correct? This is the first assumption. Because of this, your revised purchase price or rate per kg of raw material will become original purchase price 100 minus X%, And when you perform this calculation on your calc, 100 minus X percent is your obviously 100 minus X only. No, X is your discount. Okay. So this will become 100 minus X. Because of change in purchase price, your carrying cost will change. Your carrying cost will be 12% of rate, and in that you should add 2 rupees. So it will be 12% of rate. Your rate is 100 minus X, and in this you should add 2. When you solve this, whenever you are going to solve this, you will be getting 12 minus 0.12X plus 2. So this will become 14 minus 0.12X, and the same carrying cost is been given in the question. You can check now how this calculation took place, right? So this one is given in the question. Carrying cost is computed. It is 14 minus 0.12X. 14 minus 0.12X is computed. Once this is done, next computation is your TPC. Your TPC will be quantity, that is annual requirement into rate. My annual requirement is 14,600 kgs of raw material, and my revised rate is 100 minus discount. So it will become 14,60,000. This is 14,60,000. The same amount is recorded here, 14,60,000, and this discount you should calculate now, and discount calculation is quite simple. It is now, again multiplication is needed, minus 14,600X. Simple calculation. I am just preparing simple equations. One TPC is calculated. Next comes TCO, that is your total ordering cost, and your ordering cost is number of orders, that is 2 orders, multiply by CO. We are going to place 2 orders. Each order cost us 200. So this will cost you rupees 400. Done, correct? And finally, if you are calculating inventory carrying cost is average inventory multiplied by carrying cost. I am placing order containing 7,300 kgs of raw material. I am dividing it by 2. When you multiply it by CI is computed. Our revised CI is 14 minus 0.12X. You just need to solve this. 7,300 divided by 2 is 3650 into 14 minus 0.12X. You just need to solve this. Now when you solve this, you are going to get 51,100 minus 438X. This is my carrying cost, this one is my ordering cost, and this is my total purchasing cost. See, same equations are given here. 15, 11,500, 15038Z. In short, what you need to do, you know. Now, if you are calculating total cost equals to purchasing cost. My purchasing cost is 14,60,000 minus 14600X discount. In that my ordering cost I am adding, and in that my carrying cost I will be adding, so that I will be calculating my total thing. Now, when you solve this, 14,60,000 plus 400 plus 51,100, you are going to get 15,11,500 minus 14,600 plus 438 is equal to 150 and 38X. This is something called as total cost when EOQ is not followed. Now, when you simultaneously solve this or compare this with the EOQ's cost, your EOQ's cost was 14,69,122. Means by following EOQ, if entire purchasing cost you 14,69,122, so the difference between these two values should be asked for the discount, no? Now, if you calculate the difference between these two values, so this will become 15038X equals to 146,922 minus 15,11,500 is equal to 42,378. Only you need to find out the value of X. When you divide it by the available value, you are going to get 2.82 value of X. So this much discount is to be asked for, at least. If supplier is offering you 3% discount, you should accept the proposal. If supplier offers you 5% discount, you should accept the proposal. But if supplier offers you less than 2.82% discount, then offer is not to be accepted. And this is the entire discussion of your question number 1, which was very, very important. Now, if you check the second question of this RTP, that is from your important chapter of employee costing, labor costing. How to solve that question? What has been asked? Let's read the question number 2. Employee cost, question number 2, HR